This video is about the cleaner lost her shoes, but the wealthy investor built her a home. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon in the heart of Ridgewood, where the streets glistened like polished gems, reflecting the grey skies above. The gentle pitter-patter of raindrops against the window panes brought with it an air of calm, but for Clara, a 38-year-old cleaner, the day was anything but serene. Clara had been working at Crestview Towers for the past 5 years. Each day, she woke before dawn to catch the bus, her worn-out shoes barely holding together. They had seen better days, their soles thin and frayed, but they served her well, carrying her through the hustle of life. This Tuesday, however, the weather turned unforgiving. As she stepped off the bus, a puddle deep and treacherous welcomed her. "Oh no," she gasped, watching her right shoe slip off and vanish into the murky water, like a lost ship swallowed by the sea. The cold, biting water soaked through her stockings, and Clara stood there shivering, her heart racing. She quickly realized that without the shoe, her dignity felt threatened, but she was no stranger to adversity. Clara took a deep breath, her mind racing through the memories of her childhood. Growing up in a small village, she had learned to face every challenge head-on. Her mother often said, "Life will throw stones at you. Do you learn to build with them?" Determined, she dashed into the building, her left shoe squishing with every step. The other cleaning staff watched her with sympathetic eyes, but there was little they could do. She maneuvered through the lobby, a sea of marble and glass, trying to ignore the stares. "Need a hand?" asked Mia, a fellow cleaner, who had always been kind and sportive. "It's just a shoe," Clara replied, forcing a smile despite the embarrassment flooding her cheeks. "I'll manage." The rain drummed harder against the roof above, almost as if it was trying to drown out her thoughts. As Clara cleaned the lobby, her mind wandered. She thought of her daughters, Ava and Lily, who relied on her for everything: food, school supplies, and most importantly, hope. They had dreams of becoming doctors and artists, and she wished to provide them with every opportunity. She could not let the lost shoe derail her progress. By the end of her shift, Clara's feet were aching, but her spirit remained unbroken. She hopped on the bus home, the damp air sticking to her skin. Thoughts of her daughters filled her heart with warmth. They would be waiting, eager to share their day with her. When she arrived home, Clara found Ava and Lily at the kitchen table, diligently working on their homework. The small apartment was cozy but cluttered, evidence of life's beautiful chaos. "Mom, look, I got in on my math test," Ava exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with pride. "I finished my painting for art class," added Lily, her excitement palpable. "Wow, I am so proud of you both." Clara's heart swelled with love and joy. In that moment, the lost shoe felt trivial. As they sat around the dinner table that evening, Clara shared her day's mishaps, including the shoe incident. The girls giggled, imagining the puddle swallowing her shoe like a monster. Laughter filled the small space, a melody that soothed the day's struggles. "Mom, can we buy you new shoes?" Lily asked innocently, her small hands clasped together. Clara's heart ached. "Sweetheart, we will get new shoes when we can. Right now, let us focus on your dreams. That is what matters most." Days turned into weeks, and Clara's shoes were still in disrepair. Each morning felt like a battle against the world, but her resolve only grew stronger. She focused on her work, her daughters' laughter, and the dreams that danced in their eyes. Then one fateful day, while she was cleaning the penthouse suite, Clara encountered a man she had never seen before. He was tall, impeccably dressed, and exuded an aura of confidence that filled the room. "Excuse me, ma'am," he said, his voice warm yet commanding. "I am looking for the building manager." Clara glanced around, then pointed toward the door. "You'll find him at the front desk." "Thank you, but first, are you all right? You seem under the weather." Clara felt a flush of embarrassment creep over her cheeks. She glanced down at her mismatched shoes. One was almost entirely worn through. "I am fine, just busy, thank you." She forced a smile, but the concern in his eyes lingered. "Busy is good, but it shouldn't come at the cost of comfort," he replied, nodding toward her shoes. "I am Mark, by the way." "Clara," she said, feeling an unexpected connection. There was something genuine about him. As they spoke, Clara learned that Mark was a wealthy investor who had just purchased property in Ridgewood. They discussed life, dreams, and the struggles of making ends meet. Clara shared her aspirations for her daughters, and Mark listened intently, his respect for her growing with every word. "I admire your determination, Clara," he said thoughtfully. "You remind me of my mother. She worked tirelessly to support me. I wouldn't be where I am without her sacrifices." Clara felt a warmth spread through her, knowing that her struggles were not in vain. They were a testament to the strength of love and resilience. As they parted ways, Mark paused. "Clara, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I'd like to help you. Consider it a gesture of goodwill for all the hard work you do." "What do you mean?" Clara asked, confusion etched on her face. "Your shoes. Let me get you a new pair, maybe even something special for your daughters," he suggested, his tone sincere. "Oh, that is not necessary, really. I appreciate the thought, but I can manage," Clara replied, pride swelling within her. "Please, let me do this. I believe that kindness should be returned, and you deserve it," he insisted, his eyes unwavering. With that, the conversation ended, and Clara was left with a flicker of hope. Maybe Mark was right, maybe she did deserve a little kindness. As the weeks went by, their paths crossed often at the building. Mark continued to check on her, offering small words of encouragement and friendship. Clara found herself looking forward to their conversations, which were filled with laughter and shared stories. One afternoon, as the sun broke through the clouds for the first time in weeks, Mark approached Clara with a determined look. "I want to do something more than just buy you shoes. I'd like to build your home a place where you and your daughters can thrive." Taken aback, Clara felt tears prick her eyes. "The home? But that is too much." "It is not too much if it means creating a future," he replied firmly. "You work hard, Clara. You deserve a space that is yours." The offer left Clara breathless. She was just a cleaner, a mother trying to make ends meet. How could she accept such an extraordinary gift? Yet, deep down, she felt a spark of hope igniting within her. The thought of a home, an actual place where her daughters could grow, dream, and flourish filled her with an overwhelming sense of possibility. "Let me think about it," she finally said, her voice wavering with emotion. "Take your time, but remember, Clara, you deserve every good thing that comes your way," Mark replied gently before leaving her with the weight of his offer. That evening, Clara returned home, her heart racing. She found Ava and Lily sprawled on the floor, surrounded by art supplies. Their laughter echoed in the tiny space, and she marveled at how the dreams painted the walls of their home. "Mom, can you help me with this?" Lily asked, lifting a crayon. "Of course," Clara whispered, her mind still swirling with Mark's words. She couldn't shake the thought of a home, a place where laughter and love could flourish without constraint. As she sat with her daughters, Clara knew that whatever decision she made next, it would be for them. She would embrace the challenge, face the uncertainty, and transform it into a beacon of hope. And perhaps, with a little kindness from the universe, a new chapter awaited them all. To be continued. As dawn crept over Ridgewood, Clara worked to the soft memory of her daughters, their dreams still dancing in their minds. The morning light filtered through the window, illuminating the small kitchen where dishes from last night lay piled high, remnants of a busy family life. "Good morning, sleepyheads," Clara called, pulling on her old, mismatched shoes, the ones that had borne witness to her journey. "Morning, Mom," Ava replied, hair tousled and eyes still heavy with sleep. "Can I make pancakes today?" Clara chuckled, appreciating her daughter's enthusiasm. "Absolutely, just be careful with the stove, okay?" With the smell of pancakes wafting through the air, the morning felt warm and inviting, despite the lingering uncertainty of what lay ahead. Clara's mind drifted back to Mark's astonishing proposal. He wanted to build her a home. A home. The word echoed in her heart like a sweet melody, yet the thought of accepting such a gift felt heavy, intertwined with doubt and disbelief. "Mom, can we have strawberries on top?" Lily chirped, her bright eyes lighting up the room. "Of course, but first, let us make sure the pancakes are perfect." Clara joined Ava by the stove, her heart swelling with pride as she observed her daughters. They were her everything, their laughter and ambition fueled her resilience. Later that afternoon, Clara found a moment of solitude as she sat on the bus heading to Crestview Towers. The familiar sights of Ridgewood passed by, but her mind was elsewhere, lost in contemplation. Could she accept Mark's offer? Could a cleaner like her truly deserve such an extraordinary act of kindness? The bus jolted, bringing her back to reality, and with a sigh, she resigned herself to the idea. "I'll just have to talk to him," she murmured to herself, determination hardening in her chest. That evening after work, Clara found Mark waiting in the lobby, his face brightening as he spotted her. "Clara, how was your day?" he asked, genuine interest in his tone. It was challenging, as always, she admitted, her thoughts still circling around the offer. But the girls made pancakes, so it ended on a sweet note. "Pancakes, that sounds lovely," he replied, a warm smile lighting his features. "So, have you thought about my proposal?" Clara hesitated, the weight of her pride fluttering like a flag in the wind. I don't know, Mark, it feels like too much. I am just a cleaner. You re not just anything, he countered firmly, stepping closer. You re a mother who tirelessly supports her daughters. You deserve a home, the place filled with love and dreams. His words wrapped around her heart, igniting a flicker of hope. She took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of his conviction wash over her. I want a better life for my girls, she admitted softly. But I worry about what it means to take such a gift. Sometimes we have to accept help to grow. Think about what this means for Ava and Lily, Mark urged gently. A stable home can be a foundation for their dreams. Clara felt her heart racing as she considered the implications. What if I can't repay you? Kindness isn't a transaction, Mark replied, his eyes sincere. It is a choice, and I choose to help you. That night, Clara lay awake, the moonlight spilling into the room, illuminating her daughters' peaceful faces. The serenity of their sleep reminded her of the dreams she had for them, dreams that deserved a nurturing space to bloom. In the days that followed, she wrestled with her decision. With every passing moment, she saw Mark in the lobby, his kindness unwavering, and she found herself drawn to his belief in her. Clara, let us have dinner together, Mark suggested one evening, his tone casual yet inviting. I want to know more about you and your girls. Surrounded by the warmth of his presence, Clara hesitated but then nodded. All right, let us do it. They met at a cozy cafe, the aroma of coffee mingling with freshly baked bread. Mark's genuine curiosity brought a smile to Clara's face as she shared stories of Ava and Lily, their dreams and aspirations, the way they painted the world with their laughter. Your daughters are lucky to have you, Mark said when she finished, his admiration evident. You are a force of nature. Sometimes it feels like I am barely holding it together, Clara confessed, the weight of her struggles surfacing. But I keep going for them. Every step you take is a testament to your strength, he replied softly, his gaze steady. And you don't have to face this alone. After their meal, as they strolled through the park, Clara felt the warmth of hope blooming within her. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, and for the first time in weeks, she let herself imagine a home. Mark, I want to say yes, she finally said, her voice trembling with anticipation. But I need time to process how this will change everything. Take all the time you need, he reassured her, understanding in his eyes. I am here for you, Clara. Days turned into weeks, and the spring air filled with the scent of blooming flowers. Each morning, Clara woke to the sound of her daughter's laughter, their dreams painting the walls of their tiny apartment. She felt a longing deep within her, a longing for stability, for a place where her girls could thrive. One afternoon, Clara returned home from work, her heart racing as she opened the door. Ava and Lily were sprawled on the floor, surrounded by art supplies. Mom, look at my new painting, Ava exclaimed, her eyes glowing with pride. Clara knelt beside her, marveling at the vibrant colors. It is beautiful, sweetheart, you have such talent. Lily tugged at Clara's sleeve, her voice a conspiratorial whisper. Mom, we made a surprise for you. What is it? Clara asked, curiosity piqued. Close your eyes, Lily insisted, and Clara obliged, feeling excitement bubble in her chest. Okay, open. As Clara opened her eyes, her heart swelled. The girls had transformed the living room with colorful drawings of their dreams, a doctor in scrubs, an artist at work, and a cozy home with a garden filled with flowers. Wow, this is amazing. Clara gasped, tears welling in her eyes. The girls beamed with pride, and Clara pulled them into a tight embrace. You inspire me every single day. That night, as Clara lay in bed, she thought about Mark's unwavering support and the warmth of her daughter's love. She had been battling against the tides for so long, but now hope surged within her. I can do this, she whispered to herself. I can accept help for their sake. The following day, Clara found Mark in the lobby, his usual bright smile greeting her. Clara, how are you today? Really, really good, she replied, her heart pounding. Have you been thinking I want to accept your offer? His eyes lit up with joy. Are you sure? Yes, for my girls. They deserve a home where they can grow and dream. Mark nodded, his face filled with warmth and respect. You are making a wonderful choice. Together, they began the journey of building Clara's home, a space filled with laughter, love, and the promise of a brighter future. As the construction progressed, Clara felt hopeful for the first time in years. Neighbors and friends helped, inspired by the story of a mother's resilience and a stranger's kindness. Each bricklayer was a step towards a future bursting with potential. Finally, the day arrived when Clara and her daughters walked through the door of their new home for the first time. Welcome home. Mark said, standing beside them, his eyes shining with pride. Clara took a deep breath, tears streaming down her cheeks as she looked around. The walls were painted in soft pastels, and sunlight streamed through the windows, illuminating the space. "This is incredible," she whispered, overwhelmed with gratitude. Ava and Lily raced through the house, their laughter echoing. "Mom, look at my room." Clara watched her daughters dash around, the joy radiating like sunlight. Her heart swelled with pride, knowing they would have a place to dream without limitations. In that moment, Clara realized the profound power of kindness, community, and resilience. She had faced her struggles head-on and emerged stronger. Together, they would fill this home with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. As the sun set over Ridgewood, painting the sky with hues of gold, Clara hugged her daughters tightly. They had turned a page together, and the story of their lives was just beginning, one filled with hope, strength, and unwavering love. The morning sun spilled through the windows of Clara's new home, illuminating the walls that echoed with laughter and dreams. It was a surreal transition from the cramped apartment they had lived in, but now Clara felt the weight of possibility lift off her shoulders. "Mom, can we paint the living room pink?" Ava's voice floated from the hallway as she explored their new space, her excitement palpable. "Pink hot." Clara chuckled, wiping her hands on a dish rag as she joined her daughters in the living room. "How about we add some blue to it? A nice combination could make it feel really cheerful." "Blue and pink, that sounds amazing." Lily's eyes sparkled, her hands already imagining the colors dancing together. Mark, who had taken on the role of a supportive friend and neighbor, peeked his head through the doorway. "Do I hear a color debate? I am all for a bit of creativity. How about I help you all paint this weekend?" Clara's heart warmed at the bond forming between Mark and her daughters. "That would be wonderful," she replied, her voice thick with emotion. "I know the girls would love it." As the days turned into weeks, the house began to transform. With every stroke of the brush, Clara felt the walls absorb their laughter, their joy spilling into the very fabric of the home they were crafting together. The kitchen was filled with the scent of home-cooked meals, and the living room echoed with games, stories, and dreams. But while the home blossomed, Clara struggled with remnants of her past life. Every time she stepped into the local grocery store, the weight of her old self loomed over her like a shadow. "Mom, can we get some more snacks for the picnic?" Ava asked one afternoon, her eyes bright with anticipation. "Sure, let us see what we can find," Clara replied, her heart racing as they entered the store. The aisles felt overwhelming, filled with products she had once only dreamed of affording. She clenched her fists at her sides, reminding herself that she had earned this every single treat for her daughters. As they made their way down the snack aisle, Clara noticed a couple of women whispering and pointing in her direction. She swallowed hard, her old insecurities bubbling to the surface. "Ava, let us grab those crackers and head to the next aisle, okay?" "Okay, Mom." Ava, sensing her mother's discomfort, hurried to grab the box of crackers. "Why are you acting weird?" Lily asked, her innocent curiosity piercing Clara's heart. "I am just a little tired, sweetheart. Let us hurry up and get home," Clara replied, forcing a smile as she hurried the girls along. That night, Clara lay awake, her heart heavy with the burden of her past. The whispers and stares had followed her for so long, and the thought of being judged threatened to drown out the joy of their new home. She sighed, staring at the ceiling, desperate for clarity. The next morning, Clara decided to take a walk. She needed to clear her mind. As she strolled through Ridgewood, the sun kissed her face, and the scent of blooming flowers filled the air. She spotted a small park nearby, inviting and serene. Sitting on a bench, she took a deep breath, allowing the world around her to seep in. "You've come so far," she whispered to herself, recalling her journey of the lost shoe, the struggle to provide for her daughters, and now, this beautiful home. Suddenly, a voice broke through her reverie. "Clara, is that you?" Turning, she saw Mark jogging towards her, a bright smile on his face. "Hi, Mark," she called, her heart lifting at the sight of him. "Thought I'd find you here. Mind if I join you?" "Not at all." Clara made space beside her, and they sat in comfortable silence for a moment, watching children play. "I see that sparkle back in your eyes," Mark observed, turning to her with genuine warmth. "It is wonderful to see you and the girls so happy in your new home." "Thank you, Mark. It feels like a dream," Clara replied, her voice tinged with gratitude. "But sometimes I find it hard to let go of the past." "I get that. Change can be daunting," he replied, his tone understanding. "But remember, the past is part of your story. It shapes you, but it doesn't define you." Clara felt a wave of relief wash over her. "It is just hard. You know, sometimes I feel like I am not worthy of this new life. Clara, you are worthy, more than you realize, Mark insisted, his eyes steady and sincere. You've worked so hard for this, and you deserve every bit of joy that comes your way. As they continued to talk, Clara found herself sharing her insecurities, her fear of judgment, her struggles to accept help, and her dreams for her daughters. Mark listened intently, offering words of encouragement and understanding. You be doing great things for your girls, he said. And it is okay to lean on others. You don't have to carry the weight alone. The conversation lingered in Clara's mind long after they parted ways. That evening, she gathered Ava and Lily for a family meeting. Girls, I want to talk to you about something important, Clara began, her heart racing. What is it, Mom? Ava asked, her brow furrowed in curiosity. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed, and I want you both to know that it is okay to ask for help. It doesn't mean we're not strong. Like when you asked Mr. Mark to help us paint. Lily chimed in, her innocence shining through. Exactly, and it is also important to remember that kindness is a gift we give and receive, Clara replied, feeling a sense of clarity and purpose. Can we help others too? Ava asked eagerly. Absolutely, that is a beautiful idea, Clara said, her heart swelling with pride. We can share our kindness with others, just like Mark did for us. And so the seeds of compassion were sown. Together, they began to help at the local shelter, bringing homemade meals and sharing laughter with those in need. Clara felt a lightness in her heart, a reminder that kindness flowed both ways. One sunny afternoon, as Clara and her daughters served lunch at the shelter, a woman approached them. Her eyes were filled with tears, and she clutched a small bundle of clothes. Thank you for being here. I've lost everything, and I don't know what I would be done without your kindness, she said, her voice trembling. Clara's heart ached for her. You are not alone, she replied gently. We're all here to help each other. In that moment, Clara understood the power of community. Each act of kindness, whether small or grand, rippled through the lives of others, creating a tapestry of hope and resilience. Weeks turned into months, and Clara's home continued to fill with love and laughter. Mark became a constant presence in their lives, like a guiding star illuminating their path forward. He often joined them for family dinners, sharing stories and dreams, making them feel like a family. One evening, as they sat together, Clara turned to Mark. I don't know how to thank you for everything you've done, she said, her voice thick with emotion. It is simple. Just continue to be the incredible mother you are, Mark replied, sincerity shining in his eyes. Tears brimmed in Clara's eyes as she realized the profound impact of friendship and kindness. You've shown us that we can dream bigger and reach higher than we ever thought possible. As the seasons changed, so did Clara's outlook on life. She was learning to embrace her past while striving for a brighter future. With each passing day, the whispers of doubt faded, replaced by a course of resilience and hope. One day, as Clara and the girls walked home from school, Ava turned to her mother, excitement radiating from her. Mom, I want to put on a talent show at school. Can we do it? Of course. What do you have in mind? Clara asked, her heart swelling with pride. I want to sing, and Lily can paint a backdrop. Ava said, her voice bubbling with enthusiasm. Sounds amazing. I'll help with the planning, Clara promised, her heart brimming with joy. As they stood in their living room discussing plans for the talent show, Clara's heart swelled with gratitude. This home filled with love, dreams, and a sense of belonging was everything they had envisioned. With the talent show approaching, Clara felt a sense of purpose. She encouraged her daughters to practice, believing in their dreams while finding her own voice in the process. On the night of the talent show, Clara stood in the audience, watching her daughters shine on stage. Ava sang with heart, her voice sweet and pure, and Lily's painted backdrop dazzled the audience. Clara's heart swelled with pride and gratitude, knowing that they had created a home filled with love and joy. As the final notes echoed through the auditorium, Clara couldn't help but smile. Mark caught her eye from the audience, a smile mirroring her own. In that moment, she knew they had built something beautiful together, a home that radiated hope, resilience, and the enduring power of kindness. After the talent show, Clara couldn't shake the feeling of pride that enveloped her. The warmth of the applause still echoed in her ears as she gathered Ava and Lily into her arms, their cheeks flushed with excitement from their performance. You girls were amazing. I knew you could do it, Clara said, her voice trembling with emotion. I sang just like you taught me, Mom. Ava exclaimed, her eyes shining. And Lily's backdrop made my song even better. Lily nodded enthusiastically, bouncing on her toes. Thanks, Mom. Can we do this every year? Clara laughed, the sound bubbling from her heart. If you want to, we can. This was just the beginning. Ovid beamed, her smile bright enough to light up the room. I want to do even better next time. Maybe I can write my own song. Mom, can we have a talent show at home too? Lily chimed in, her voice filled with hope. Absolutely, Clara said, the thought igniting something within her. We can showcase all kinds of talents, singing, painting, even cooking. Let us put on a show for our friends and neighbors. As the girls squealed with delight, Clara felt her heart swell. This was what she had worked for, building a safe haven where her daughters could dream without limits. But beneath the excitement, Clara faced a personal struggle. Each day she felt the old insecurities creep back in, whispering doubts that haunted her. How could she balance being a mother, a cleaner, and now this new role that was blossoming before her? Those thoughts consumed her as the weeks unfolded. Clara spent nights tossing and turning, trying to shake off the remnants of her past, the glances and whispers from people who didn't understand her journey. One afternoon, as she sat with Mark at a local cafe, she decided to confide in him. Mark, I feel like I am losing myself in all this change, she admitted, stirring her coffee absently. I am proud of my girls, but I am terrified of letting them down. Mark looked at her, concern etched on his face. Clara, you're not losing yourself, you're growing. It is okay to feel overwhelmed. Embrace the uncertainty. It means you're on the edge of something beautiful. I just want to be a good mom, Clara said, tears welling in her eyes. What if I fail? You won't fail, Clara, he replied, his voice steady. You're redoing everything you can for your girls, your love, your dedication, that is what matters most. You're a strong, capable woman. Trust yourself. His words wrapped around her heart like a warm embrace, and she took a shaky breath, allowing the tears to fall. Thank you, Mark, I needed that. Anytime, he said softly. Remember, you're not alone in this. I am here for you. As the weeks rolled by, Clara focused on pushing through her doubts. She organized the talent show at home, inviting close friends and neighbors, including the families they had met at the local shelter. The day of the performance arrived, and Clara's heart raced as she set up the living room. She hung twinkling fairy lights, creating a magical atmosphere that filled the space with warmth. Mom, is everything ready? Ov asked, her voice filled with excitement. Almost, just a little more, Clara replied, tying the last string of lights. And how are the two stars feeling? Ready to dazzle, Lily exclaimed, wearing a colorful dress, her hair styled in soft curls. As the guests arrived, the living room turned into a cozy gathering filled with laughter and chatter. Clara felt a wave of warmth wash over her as she watched her daughters interact with their friends. Finally, it was time for the show to begin. Clara gathered everyone in the living room. Welcome to our very first talent show, she announced, her heart swelling with pride. Tonight, we celebrate our talents, our dreams, and the joy of being together. Ava took the stage first, her voice soaring as she sang a song she'd written herself. The melody was sweet, and Clara could see the passion radiating from her daughter. Tears pricked at her eyes as she remembered the journey they had taken to reach this moment. Next, Lily showcased her painting skills, demonstrating how to blend colors and create beautiful images on canvas. Clara watched, mesmerized by the creativity flowing from her daughter, and she realized that this was the kind of environment they had nurtured, a space where dreams could take flight. As the night unfolded, friends and neighbors shared their talents. Clara felt the warmth of community envelop her. Laughter echoed in the room, mingling with the sound of applause. For the first time in a long while, Clara felt a sense of belonging. Mom, this is the best night ever, Ava exclaimed, her cheeks flushed with happiness. Clara pulled her daughters into a tight embrace. And it is only the beginning, my loves. I promise we'll have many more nights like this. But the echoes of her past still lingered. A few days later, as Clara entered the grocery store, the whispers returned. She overheard a group of women exchanging judgmental glances, their words cutting deeper than she cared to admit. Isn't he that the cleaner who got a handout from that rich guy? The one woman said, her voice dripping with disdain. Clara's heart sank, and she quickly grabbed what she needed, fighting to hold back tears. She felt the weight of their judgment like a heavy cloak, suffocating her spirit. Later that evening, as Clara sat at the dinner table with the girls, she felt the shadows creeping back. Mark had come over for dinner, and she couldn't shake the feeling of inadequacy that loomed over her. Clara, what is wrong? Mark asked, noticing her distant gaze. It is just I don't know if I can shake off the whispers, she admitted, her voice trembling. I worry that people see me as a charity case, a cleaner who doesn't deserve help. Clara, you've built something incredible. You're not a charity case, you're a warrior, he replied, his voice steady. You've faced adversity head-on and emerged stronger. Those who judge are simply afraid of what they don't understand. I want my daughters to see me as someone who perseveres, not someone who needs to be saved, Clara replied, frustration bubbling within her. Then show them that, Mark encouraged. Don't let the opinions of others define your worth. You've created a home filled with love and dreams. That is the legacy you're rebuilding for your girls. His words struck a chord, igniting something deep within Clara. You're right, I need to let go of what others think and focus on what truly matters, my girls and our dreams. In that moment, Clara made a vow to herself. She would not let the past define her. She would rise above the judgment and embrace her journey with renewed strength. Over the following weeks, Clara focused on empowering her daughters while pushing back against her insecurities. She engaged them in conversations about bravery, resilience, and the importance of kindness, encouraging them to chase their dreams fearlessly. One evening, as they sat on the porch watching the sunset, Clara turned to her daughters. You know what? I want to do something special for our community. Like what, Mom? I've asked, her curiosity piqued. I want us to organize a community art day, a day where everyone can come together and express themselves through art, Clara said, her heart racing at the thought. Can we paint together? Lily asked, her eyes sparkling. Absolutely, we'll invite everyone to bring their own supplies and create something beautiful together, Clara said, the excitement building within her. With the support of Mark and the community, Clara's vision took flight. They set a date, created flyers, and spread the word. On the day of the event, Clara felt a surge of joy as families gathered in the park, bringing their creativity to life. Children laughed, adults painted, and the air filled with the sound of camaraderie and joy. Mom, look at all the colors, Ava exclaimed, her face glowing with happiness. I know, isn't it beautiful? Clara replied, her heart swelling with pride as she watched her daughters thrive. As they painted, Clara engaged with other families, sharing stories and encouraging everyone to express themselves. The event created a ripple of positivity, leaving everyone inspired and connected. That evening, as they returned home, Clara felt the sense of fulfillment wash over her. We did something amazing today, didn't we? She said, looking at her daughters. Yep, it was the best day. Lily chimed in, her excitement evident. I am so proud of you both. You helped bring our community together, Clara said, her heart brimming with love. In the months that followed, Clara's home became a hub of creativity and kindness. They continued to host art days and talent shows, strengthening their bond with the community and fostering a sense of belonging. Mark remained a constant presence in their lives, his support unwavering. Clara felt a deep gratitude for the friendship they had built, one that transcended kindness. It was a partnership founded on mutual respect and admiration. As summer turned into fall, Clara stood in her living room, reflecting on the journey they had taken. She glanced at the walls adorned with her